This is Snakes and Otters, a pointless discussion of eternal questions. Get ready. We're about to live in your head rent-free. Hello, Otterites.
I am Martin.
And I'm Robert.
I'm Francis.
And I'm Brother Andre.
Excellent, gentlemen. It's not always we get an opening that goes as smooth as that.
I still say we need to. We have a musician in the
Group.
in the Snakes and Otters orbit. So we need somebody to. We need that musician to come play that live one time for an
Oh,
episode.
no, that would be nice. Yeah.
It'd be so amazing.
Yeah. So we are here at Studio R, back in the atrium, as the man cave and the office area and what will become a permanent studio, I believe, are all under reconstruction downstairs. So we're out here.
I would argue that we're in Studio T.
Yes, well, Studio MR
Okay.
for Mrs. Robert, because this is her space. It was what was originally going to be my writing space, but somehow became her office.
It was usurped.
Usurped is a very
Aggressive.
accurate though aggressive word, or aggressive though accurate, however you want to put it. Mrs. Robert does not really listen to the show, and by the time she gets to this, it'll be
Decades.
Yeah. So, anyways, we are here, obviously joined by four of us. We have four of the Brotherhood, but Cajun and the Imperator are not with us. The Imperator is unfortunately back in the hospital. This time, he had just gotten out for, what was he in for the last time?
Blood sugar, remember?
Blood sugar, that's right.
700 plus, I believe he told us.
Yes, which honestly I don't know how the man is still alive.
Yeah,
But
we've said that many
seems like-
times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
comatose level. So
yeah,
not sure.
but apparently he broke a bone in the outside of his left foot
This morning.
this morning or something. Yeah, well, with him, who knows?
Well, he did indicate that he had fallen twice
Yes.
while he was in the hospital.
So I think it's that.
I think that's exactly what I'm
Because I
thinking.
mean, look how long he went on the broken leg.
Well, yeah.
Not only broken femur.
Yeah,
Do you know how hard it is to break a femur?
Yeah, it's,
very difficult. Yes,
they had to fill it with some sort of concrete or something like that. I forget what.
that was the knee area, wasn't it?
It's gotten to the point I can't possibly keep up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how thick his medical file is?
Oh my God.
Oh, he
It's
has
a
a
good thing it's
wing. He has a whole shelf, a
Yeah.
whole section. Mr. Tolbert, yeah, his records are over there. They're all.
Mr. Imperator.
Yes, that's right.
So that's all right. And so Cajun is just busy all the time. I think he had something going on tonight that would have just been very difficult for him to get back to if he was up here in Louisville recording. Wasn't that it?
That's exactly it. Yeah, and to be honest, I don't remember what it was.
Well, sometimes I think it's, I understand the not wanting to make that drive either, because it's an hour's drive from his place to here.
An hour and a half, actually, round trip. Yeah, so it's about.
Well, round trip. We're not. I think it's about 50, 55 minutes from here to there.
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah,
one way would be about 55 minutes, I would
Yeah.
think. Yeah, because 25 minutes the other side of Bardstown. So.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
So-
and you're further than I'm thinking myself. It's 45 minutes from my house to his house, but
Yeah. I'm.
you're further over, so that's
Exactly.
yeah.
So, anyways, so it's
I
just
have
the
eaten
four of
breakfast
us.
this morning. Yeah.
Yes, we had a very fine breakfast at the. It was a whim of Mrs. Robert, so we did breakfast burritos,
And
which
it was excellent.
thought it turned out very well.
Yep.
Brother Andre, as is his wont, must bring something, so he brought cinnamon rolls, which
Cinnamon rolls as big as your head.
yes, and Francis devoured one.
I didn't mean to. It just kind of happened. It was so good.
Oops, it's
Honestly,
slipped.
I am in awe of what I said this earlier. What you can put away, because you had a pretty big plate of food. I'd be comatose right now because listeners, I don't know if we've talked about it on the show yet, but I have started one of the
GLP-1.
GLP. Thank you. Couldn't think of the term. The GLP-1 drugs, the Wegovy pills, and it's amazing. You just don't get hungry, and when you do eat, you fill up fast. And I am down almost 29 pounds, almost 30 from this time last year. Even though I've not been on the drugs but a couple of months, but I'm dropping like a rock. So pretty soon I'll be as skinny as Brother Andre.
I literally make sure you save some of your clothes from when you started, because it's amazing. You'll try them on, and two of you can fit in
Yeah.
there once you get close.
Well,
to
you
your
are
goal.
literally half the man you were.
I've lost 193 pounds thus far. I was close to 400 pounds when I started, and my goal is 199.
And how long has it taken you?
about a year and a half.
Okay.
But
That's a massive amount in a year and a half.
It is. It is.
the combination of the GLP-1s and gastric sleeve
Yeah, the
surgery.
gastric sleeve definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to send anybody else under the knife, but if, we need that to do that to get everybody healthy, then, we're going to get it done because got too many medical issues in this group.
Yeah, and what started all this is about a year and a half ago, Mrs. Brother Andre and I decided that if and when blessed with grandchildren, we wanted to be able to get on the floor, play with them, and enjoy them. And we were in no condition to do such. So we decided to become healthier.
She has done quite a nice job on that too. I know she doesn't even need the cane so much anymore. I can't remember the last time I saw her with her cane.
She hasn't had a cane for a year and a half.
Yeah.
We have a very close friend who's a physical therapist who does a holistic physical therapy, and she worked with her for a year and a half, working on core strength and rehabilitation, and she got her off the cane.
Nice.
Hallelujah.
Nice.
Very much an
That is-
advocate for physical therapy. It works.
Well, as Gen X, that's our favorite kind of therapy is physical.
Is there another kind of therapy?
You want to get physical?
I hear,
Physical.
yeah, I've heard rumors, but
Rub some dirt on it and go on?
yeah. We were talking about this at show prep about,
a little Bactine, and we're good to go.
that's
Pure
right.
chrome.
Methylate. Yeah, we do that.
iodine, all that stuff that stings. If it doesn't sting, is it really medicine?
That's why gasoline works so well in cuts.
Exactly.
Well, it's antiseptic. You're definitely not going to have an infection after you pour gasoline on one.
That's right.
You might have toxoplasmosis, but
Ooh, big. That deserves a.
Word boner.
Absolutely, it does. That's we seem to repeat our word boners most of the time. That's brand spanking new.
Yeah, that's
Out of the-
excellent.
That's
That's
fantastic. So kudos to Brother Andre for upping our game there.
All right,
So-
so Robert, what do we?
So-
besides applauding,
BSing?
applauding ourselves here. What are we doing?
So, as listeners may have realized, we have totally screwed the pooch on our schedule because of the various things we've had going on, and we need to get that straightened out so we don't scramble every month for what we're talking about. But it's been on my mind lately, this whole idea of what the internet calls the manosphere, and it's just something I wanted to talk about because it's on the one hand, it's both a community of semi like-minded guys. There's a lot of cross chatters. I understand. Honestly, I don't really pay that much attention to it, so I'm coming at it a little from the uninformed side. But I'm talking impressions and just the concept here. I think we're taking, as we are wont to do, take a philosophical look at things.
A broad brush, so to
Yeah,
speak.
very very broad brush. But it's been on my mind about it because some of the stuff that I have seen is very troubling to me from a societal standpoint, and it could just be that I have seen the worst of it. And there's because the whole idea of a strong, good form of masculinity is an excellent thing.
indeed it is.
It is, a valid masculinity oriented towards the good of the family is
And
the
society.
first. Well, by extension,
By extension,
it's
exactly.
by extension. But it starts to me with the family.
The nuclear
Absolutely.
family
Yep.
is the crux, is the nucleus of society.
Yeah, and that's even an interesting concept because that's a new concept in the history of mankind. That it's just the nuclear family.
Okay.
Because it's even you think about even
Well, I mean, stability of family groups, however that is
Yes.
defined, has always been the bedrock of societal survival.
yes, whether it is an extended family of brothers and sisters who working the same land and have kids and becomes a clan onto an entire nation as we would define it now. Yeah, you need a stable family group because the family is what tempers our worst tendencies.
Ooh.
And also enhances our good tendencies.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I would agree with that.
So some of the things I've been seeing that are troubling is just this emphasis on traditional roles is not a bad thing, but the way it's done, it just I see so much, and again, it's a very limited range, but I've seen so much that is basically, I'm the man, I'm the boss. It's not, they don't say it's all about me, but that's how everything comes off. You know?
Approaching marriage from a Christian perspective, the man as the boss, quote unquote, is a bastardization of what Christianity teaches what
Yes.
marriage should be.
Yes, absolutely. Ephesians 5 is not just wives be subservient to your husband. Just before that, Ephesians calls Paul or whoever wrote, because I think Ephesians is one of those ones we don't have a. Or is it?
It's Paul.
Well, Hebrews they say is Paul, but that's one that is not.
Yeah, we've backed off that.
Yeah.
It used to be considered Pauline. Now it's no longer. Ephesians.
I think it goes back and forth on that. But anyways,
Right. There's some that are absolutely certainly his, and there are others that are quasi or probable. Ephesians is one of those.
yeah. So, anyways, like a verse or two earlier, he's talking about how husband and wives have to be subordinate to one another. That's the first principle.
Well, actually, if you go to the paragraph right before it, it talks about Christ giving himself for the church.
That's after that.
But no, it is an outline of the ideal part of marital love, which you said, giving yourself fully to the other. Husbands giving themselves fully for their wives, willing to die for them.
Yep.
Women giving themselves to their husbands fully, as Christ gave himself for the church. It is not instructions on how to live out a marriage. It is instructions on how to give oneself totally to your spouse.
Yes. And so some of the stuff I've seen is just
Catholics arguing about Bible verses. This may be a first.
And no, the first was when we could cite chapter and verse. Catholics know every story in the Bible, but we don't know where to tell you to
You
find
know
them.
what? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You don't do the drills like I used to do in Sunday school.
We can probably give you a book, but that's
Yes,
about it.
yes. The we can give you a book, but
The Holy Bible.
You've heard
No,
it
I mean,
all,
you know,
but just the little back and forth about where it was placed in the verses.
yeah. And who the author of the book is and all
Yeah,
that.
just
Yeah.
like arguing about the Bible.
Uh,
Three Catholics, okay.
Yeah, we hold the copyright.
And this flags Snakes and Otters as a very unique podcast. So we may have found our niche.
Well, hey, go right on it. You got 3 Catholic clergy sitting right here in this room, so yeah.
That's right. So
And 1 heathen with Martin.
so well, we're all a little heathen, but yes, officially.
Official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just wanted for us to talk about this idea of what masculinity really is. And this may or may not go over well with listeners, but I think most of our listeners are up for a philosophical discussion. Why else are they here?
Why are you here? Well, if I may be permitted to put the ball in the air for you, Robert, I think part of this, the reason you're feeling these impressions, of course, is the penetration of the internet.
That's almost a word boner.
Double entendre.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
I chose that word carefully, but I
All
mean,
entendres are best when
generally,
they're doubled.
in the past, if there was a subculture misunderstanding marital roles in that same way, we wouldn't know about it.
Except I think that was the default understanding.
Yeah, and it was this, but now because the first thing some dude does after he gets out of the gym is run to the internet and start talking about being swole and finding a trad wife, we're aware of it.
That's
And
true.
We're soaking it in because of that instant communication and because it's just natural for these younger folks to just tell everything that goes on in their life.
They never had an unexpressed thought.
Yeah. So,
Unshared thought.
and
Yes.
an unshared thought.
Well, is it really a thought if it's not shared? I mean, has you truly expressed it if you have not shared it? I mean, that's I think the problem.
Express yourself. Let it out.
Just go over there and do it.
No, don't let it out.
You have every
Keep
right
it-
to
keep it
share.
to
You don't have
yourself.
every right to share with me.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. But I will say, Robert, I'm actually somewhat hopeful
Ooh,
in the moment because, as we've discussed before, and as I'm living, younger males are returning to the church.
yes, that is
There
true.
is a trend of once they get to the gym and then they've talked about being swole, they're going to mass or they're going to
Well,
church somewhere.
there's a
There is a
huge.
trend.
This is become statistically significant
Yeah.
in
Yes.
recent
And
years. So that's why we're able to talk about
Right.
it.
So-
Anecdotally, I even see it in my very aging pair of parishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially at our 7 p.m. mass, and well, actually, our 7 p.m. and our 9 a.m. mass. There's a young couple, lovely couple. They actually walk to mass, so they live in the neighborhood of St. Elizabeth. They're in Germantown.
Archbishop Kurtz's vision.
No, not
Not
Kurtz.
Kurtz. Flourish.
Flourish.
Yes.
Yes.
Flourish.
His
That's right.
vision. Yeah. Everybody.
Can walk to church.
Cars are a fad. Everyone's going to walk to.
Very
Flourish.
good, Martin. You do pay attention.
He does.
Right.
I tell you what, even if it's on your deathbed, God forbid, if you don't convert before
I'm
your
baptizing
death,
you.
I hope you're in
We're gonna
a
have to
coma
fight
at
the
the end,
rest of us to-
so
we'll
that
do it
we
all
can
together.
baptize you without
right.
you complaining about it.
Yeah.
Because at that point,
But
it's
of course,
valid.
the positive to that isn't just, oh, well, they're going to church. The positive is the hope that in going to church, they'll pay attention.
Yes, there's
They-
a lot of
they
stuff
will
going on.
understand, again, as Brother Andres talked about, if you're going and the idea is, well, I'm going to find this trad wife and she's going to do what I tell her, guess what?
You ain't gonna find that in the
You're
church.
not going to find that.
Well,
But what you-
surprisingly,
but
there
what you will
are
find-
some, because I do see it.
Yeah, that's true. They are out there, and it's not impossible.
But,
And
I think it's still unrealistic.
Im-
Yeah,
immersing
it's a small
themselves
percentage.
in that life, hopefully they pay attention and then they realize in growth we will become a team.
So one of the
And
interesting
so
things.
I'm just saying I'm very hopeful.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
The
about
church
all
has been
Just-
preaching and almost screaming that entire concept of team, when it comes to marriage. Since the very beginning. It's just for whatever reason people don't always listen.
Yeah.
They
well,
don't-
we've
they
always
don't-
not always done a good job at that either.
No, but the teaching is solid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though,
it's
because
consistent.
it's in the teaching,
Yeah.
but we have as a church we've not always taught the teaching.
Absolutely. Well, we could go off on a slight rabbit hole on that here because when you
Us?
go, us, right?
Yeah.
That's where the idea came from. That misappropriation, that misinterpretation, or I think societal norms creeping in and informing the teaching and morphing it.
Yes.
It's society that's doing this. That in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, up to the time Vatican II was the watershed where a lot of that changed. It was all about pray, pay, and obey.
The good old days.
And it was so authoritarian that the church was very clear, and my father was raised against it, and everybody in the little town of New Haven was raised with it. You must go out and have as many children as possible.
Yep.
And it was preached, it was poured into their head over and over. My father was the oldest of 11. My grandparents very much listened to that. That's where you get that stereotype, which, hey, there's stereotypes
To
for
be
reasons.
fair, from the time that our parents come from, that's not just a Catholic thing.
No, but it is
My
extremely noticeable in
my
Catholicism.
mom's family had 10. Now,
Right.
one died as a baby, one died as a child. My dad's family had 14.
Yeah.
Not a Catholic among them.
You weren't just having children though; you were having farm hands.
Yes,
There
there's some
there
truth
is
to
some
that.
of that, and also infant mortality being what it was is also a
Yeah.
factor in all that.
Yes,
And there was no TV.
and there was no TV.
Well, you raise a good point there, Andre. Life was very subsistence.
Well,
oriented.
that's interesting. The pastor talks about something similar to this, because we think of farm work especially, but the rural, simple, non-city life as being practically as they say dirt farming.
Yeah.
But he does have a point in this: is that you're going to work your butt off when it's warm.
Mhm.
But during the winter months, you largely have a lot of leisure time, comparatively speaking. So it's interesting. I'm willing to bet that if you track the births, there are more births 9 months after it's cold than there are 9 months after it's warm.
Yeah, you're getting late summer births because they were all conceived
Well,
during the winter.
Yeah, I mean, summer you're working till the sun goes down, which is
Yes.
not until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
So,
depending on where you're at. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
working. But even in the city, there was a rhythm to work all day, get home, eat, and then
Well, yeah, because for a
Then
while
what?
there, it was 12, 14-hour days.
yeah, it's like, well, then what?
Well, the rhythm, we're Catholics. We
hey,
do the rhythm.
Yeah, hey baby, get naked, and
that's the only
that's what there was to do
that was joy.
until
that was the only
until radio.
form of joy that so many of them had.
Yeah. Um, to get back to Martin's point, though, about young people coming back, because it's not just men.
No, I mean where the men go, the women will follow.
I think
And-
you
and
got that
vice versa.
backwards.
Well, when it comes to church, I think that is not because there are more women going to church.
They're already there,
They're already there.
so the
yes.
men are following them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, well, of course. But no, I think one of the things that I think is interesting about this is that not just that they're looking for a trad wife in church. That's I think that's a side effect.
There's more to it. There is more.
They are looking for
Stability.
stability, certainty,
Yeah,
what's true,
Yeah.
what's real, what's not real.
Yeah,
They're
it
looking for
is.
boundaries that society have removed.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
Yep.
Modern society and certain political trends try as hard as they can to break apart traditional families, nuclear families.
Yeah, anytime you mention it,
Because-
you're chastised.
Yeah, because
Because
the idea
I
is to
don't fit that.
substitute the state for everything. For everything that we find grounding, no, the state must take that place in certain political trends.
Yes.
And so,
Because it's meant to be the consistency.
well, it is a philosophy of this Rousseauian idea that
Word boner.
you don't exist for yourself, you exist for the state. Or you exist
Well,
for
that-
the community.
That's a Marxium.
Well, that's where Marx got it, as Rousseau.
Right.
And so it's this, we don't exist for ourselves, we exist for this community of others.
That's
and,
almost a-
and the way that community of others is structured is the state. And so you live for the state.
Essentially
and,
a hive mentality.
and if you don't provide value to the state, you have no value at all.
Which
Therefore,
and you're disposable.
yeah.
disposable.
Which, of course, the church has railed against.
And that's
strongly.
that's why that
Yeah.
philosophy has to then break the church.
That's right.
And then once you break the church, then the second thing to break
There's
is
no
the
defense.
family. Yeah,
That's right. There's no defenders.
Well, I think you could do it either way because if you break the family, you break the church.
yeah.
Well, that's
And
true.
it's-
That's true, and maybe that's a very important thing that we can delve into is that how is the church is the people of God? Is that where we're going with that?
Yeah, I think you could say that because I mean,
certain-
obviously there's the visible institutional church, whether that's Catholic or other institutions. Obviously, we come from a very specific perspective, and if you break that, because the breaking of the church, which Marx would have been all for,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
is not necessarily because he was atheistic, as it's a rival.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yes.
Well,
again, yeah.
Religion is the
every-
opiate of the masses. That's
Everything
Lenin.
has to be
Yeah.
broken that isn't the state. It
Exactly.
has to be removed so that
There's
you understand
supremacy.
that your value depends on bringing value to the state.
Yeah,
Supreme
and honestly,
executive power.
that's a bastardization of some very basic Christian principles when you think about it, because as Catholics, especially because we emphasize this, at least today, in past, I've not read homilies from 100, 200, 400 years ago, not many, I have some, but I think you're far more likely to hear it today. But when you think about how we present ourselves, we are a community of believers, first and foremost. I said this in my homily this past weekend. Yes, there is an individual element to faith because only I hold my particular understanding of faith, of who God is and my relationship with him. But we are members, and again, this is from a Christian perspective, members of the body of Christ.
That's right.
By definition, we are a community, whether we understand that or not. And so this whole idea of you live for the state, it is a bastardization of you live for the body of Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's so whether Rousseau or Marx, either one, they're taking what is actually a very Christian principle and turning it inside out.
Bastardizing it.
Right. Well, they're building on Plato.
Yeah.
As in the
So-
Republic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Platonic Neoplatonism that was a part of the early church that then would swung to Aristotelian understandings and then
Yes.
back and forth. And then we've talked about this on the show again.
What's the name of the book again?
The
The Light and
The
Cave?
Cave and the Light
Cave in the
by
Light.
Arthur Herman.
Yep.
Because I knew this is where you were pulling it.
Oh
off of.
yeah, I mean it's just
I have it, but I haven't started it
It's
yet.
a mind blowing book. It is really something else. I just got in. I just put it on Amazon and got it in the other day. Professor Herman's newest book, Founder's Fire, which is about disruptors throughout history.
Oh, very nice.
You know, so the idea of there's people who kind of just build on the status quo, but then there's people who upset the apple cart. Whether you like them or not, you know, that's everybody from Washington to DJT to Elon to Henry Ford to, you know, whatever.
Well, you can make an argument for people on the left as well. I mean, you could call Ocasio-Cortez, whatever.
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Cortez, yes, just as much of a disruptor. She's not very effective at it, but
Right, I mean,
she's an agitator. But
she upset the apple cart on that side, yeah,
yeah,
and pulled that group farther left, yes. So, you know, I'm anxious to read this about, you know, disruptors and people who upset the apple cart.
Was this a context? Was this American history only?
I believe it is U.S. history only. Yes.
Because those were,
because it's
I
too
was
big
waiting-
a topic.
The subtitle is 1776 to the era of Trump.
okay.
Yeah, that's
All
gonna
right,
be
yeah.
U.S. only.
Because I would be very interested in looking back through history beyond that and seeing some of those agitators. I'd have
Oh well, grab Cave in the Light.
yeah. Oh, he has
Because
the full,
yeah,
full of that. Yeah.
Because I
okay.
mean that's
I mean, Copernicus, Galileo. There's a couple,
Yeah.
but you know, there's many others I know.
oh yeah.
so
Columbus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
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 Who's he?
Duh.
Yeah.
So I want to turn back to young people coming to church, especially men. Because this topic does fascinate me, and yes.
I was going to.
You don't have to raise your hand here.
Nobody could see that, but thanks for telling them. But I wanted to regress back to that because we were talking about people going back to church seeking a traditional wife or husband or whatnot, and I sort of got at the tone that we were looking at as a negative thing. I don't think that's negative. If you go into church looking for a Stepford wife,
Yeah.
You're going to be disappointed.
you're going to be disappointed, and you're seeking the wrong thing.
Well,
Exactly.
you are also not being authentically Christian because what you're looking for is an object, not a person.
Oh, very good. That's exactly that's the best way.
Which
I was looking for
is
how
because of-
do you quantify Stepford
A
wife?
hammer.
He
What?
nails it.
What? Sorry. Oh, the
Subservient.
inherent dignity of the human person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was pointing to you earlier
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
but again, the reason for optimism and hopeful is if you start out that way, if you pay attention, you'll realize your error
yes,
and hopefully
ideally,
come
yes.
into a growth and understand.
I would like to think that those who are coming back to the Catholic Church are getting that. Those who are going perhaps to certain evangelicals or others,
Yeah, you might not.
you might not.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not putting down our separated brethren and siblings. But again, we come at things from a very, generally speaking, obviously, it's, we have our moments when we are not, but we come at things from a fairly consistent
Yeah.
um,
Our differences.
hermeneutic.
Yes, our
Word
differences
boner.
are very specific and well known.
Yeah.
And
So, but this whole thing,
not
though,
that many actually.
as I do see men and women, they smile a lot. Now, the older folks, I understand they got aches and pains, because,
What?
I mean, I think more than one of us here have dealt with that.
Sorry.
But they tend to be, to smile more. And this is, not that older folks don't, but I mean, as a group, it just seems like more of them seem to be happy coming there. They're bringing people with them too, I've noticed. So there's a couple. He's just got out of the military, and he's shorter than his wife, which is really funny because the other day when the other deacon was preaching, and I was sitting in the pews, we sat behind them, and she was She was either an extraordinary minister or the lector that day. I forget which, because they're also active. They act, and they
Very
have
good.
organized a return to our Donut Sunday, the first Sunday of the month.
Donut.
Yes, yes, that's right.
So they're
love
active, but
'em.
it was funny because I watched her get up, and she's already just slightly taller because you can see. But she was wearing heels that day, and I'm like, really? Because she's like 4 inches taller than him, and it's
Well,
even more
you know.
obvious. But I mean, that guy, he is definitely comfortable in his masculinity. He is fit and buff. If he doesn't go to the gym, it's a leftover from his military time because he even still has the military haircut. But last week they brought a couple of people to mass with them. And one was not Catholic because
can
he
fix
did
that.
not receive. Yeah, that's what I always say. He did not receive, but one of them was Catholic. So they brought two guys with them, and they're just a lovely couple, very pleasant. She teaches theology at one of the Catholic girls' high schools, and they tend to know their faith more than a lot of people. It's not like you're dealing with converts, but they are active. We have a men's Bible study that just started earlier this year, and it has been going gangbusters.
Bible study?
Yes, it has been going gangbusters. And within a month or two, a women's Bible study got started.
That's rare. Usually it's the women who start first and then tell their husbands they need to do it.
Well, that's because we're tapping into that whole idea that men are looking for something, and I mean, let's face it, it is the hardest thing in church life is, well, one, to get them to, not sin, but two is to get men in a family engaged.
True.
It
Very
is
true.
the hardest thing to do. And if we could solve that, we would all be rich. I mean, the church would be raking in so much from tithing every week that they could actually pay the deacons.
Wow.
They could double my pay.
What a
They could.
concept. Oh, they do that to me all the time.
Yes. I get paid in meals and bourbon. Although I don't get paid in meals
not
as much
bad,
as I
yeah.
used to, because our parishes, we just don't have the money for that sort of thing. Yeah, I look fondly back at my days here in the South End at these rich South End parishes.
Really? That wasn't what you said when you were here.
Well, yes, that's because back then I looked fondly on those rich East End parishes, but my perspective has changed.
Oh, indeed. Well, it's a little growth is very good for
I
all of
mean,
us, right?
One of these days during his diaconic career here, Robert's going to have to get a transfer
Oh, he's preached at a rich
to,
East
to,
End
to,
parish.
to some moneybags parish or another,
just to see how the other half
just to
lives.
live it for a little while.
Yeah,
I think he's earned it.
I've
I
invited
think
him
he's
out to
earned
my
it.
parish.
Well,
and he's preached.
He's preached in my parish.
actually, no, I don't think I have preached at either of your parishes. I have appeared for various things, but
5 o'clock tonight.
you
Go up and preach in my stead.
you didn't preach that when you made the appeal. You didn't. Preach?
no, both
Because I wasn't there at the time.
No, both priests were like, no, I'm preaching. You just,
You just beg.
yeah, you just beg afterwards, which is a little. It's not quite a negative way, shall we say, but it also felt a little bit like you're just here to beg for money, which was a little.
Right. You're not. We didn't bring you in as a hired gun for this for the preaching.
Att-
Yeah,
you're-
attention.
you're
I mean,
not a-
and I wouldn't have made it the whole homily.
You're not a pro from Dover.
exactly.
There you go. That's
Not a
exactly what I
pro
was
from
trying to
Dover.
get to. That's exactly right.
You
but,
know,
but that's beside the point.
to the audience, anytime a clergy you don't recognize shows up in front of you vested, they are going to ask you for something.
That's probably
that's
true.
right.
That's probably true. Or when nuns show up in your parish
Oh.
for some reason, yeah, they're asking you for
If
money.
you don't give money to the Little Sisters of the Poor, you're going straight to hell.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
probably true.
Yeah, we bring them in on a regular basis.
Yes, the Little Sisters. That is the only group that my pastor allows, outside group that he allows to come in and ask for money.
That's because he'll go
He
straight
turns-
to hell.
He turns down every other group for two reasons. One, once you start,
Yeah.
it doesn't
never
end.
ends. Yeah.
That's right.
And two, the parishes that I have served with him at, our people, if they're going to give to us and the Little Sisters, everybody else can just fend for themselves because we don't have the resources to support every group that comes in.
Yeah.
I mean, which
Yeah. Because if you did that, your own collection would suffer,
exactly.
and you're just not in that position.
Although the smart people, they make sure that the second collection is just that, a second collection, and preferably after communion, so that you
Yeah.
don't interfere with that first one. And you spring it on them. It's like, don't let them know that it's coming.
Yeah.
That way, if they're writing a check or dropping cash, they're not affecting it. Although we have online giving now, which is nice.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah.
Can any of your parishes use a TV?
We do not.
We do.
Although
There are those that do.
My-
Yours does?
Well, we have a
Yeah, you
big
do.
projection.
Yeah, I remember that.
No,
now.
no. I mean, could you use a television? Because I'm trying to give one away.
could we?
Oh.
Oh,
I'm trying to get rid of one in my house. Would any group in your
Actually, how big is it?
parishes- 55, I think.
Actually, I might be interested in that for my OCIA place. We have a
Atten-
TV, but it's only like a 32-inch.
Attention, snake and otterites. Reach out to Martin at snakesandotters.com, and he'll arrange a donation.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Preferably here.
for a parish, it's a donation.
For anybody else, it's a-
Otherwise, it's on Facebook Marketplace. Just
Not selling. Just give the damn thing away.
this is Martin. He's
So-
Scottish. He's got to pay to restock all the bars in Boston.
That was so awesome.
My Mrs. Roberts, she has totally gone all just ape crap, because I won't say ape shit. Sorry.
It was good. That was very well. It's very subtle.
Say
Over
Hail
the-
Mary.
over the whole Scottish tartan army.
the tartan.
As you should. I'm intrigued by it as well.
Just the whole idea that you could actually, drink up the entire stock at a bar is just
Not a bar, 3 different bars at
that's,
least.
That's where I'm going. It's like
Yeah.
not just the one.
Well,
just
yeah.
the one is
And especially
unbelievable.
Boston,
but
with
multiple.
all its Irish, roots there. I mean, they know how to drink in Boston.
And in
Is that-
anticipation.
So are you saying the Irish are drunk?
No, the
No, no, no.
Scottish.
Well, no, I'm just saying the Scottish and the Irish both know how to drink and enjoy their libations.
The only way we could have made it worse if they were holding the World Cup in Wisconsin. Could you imagine the Wisconsin people and the Scottish getting together drinking?
I tell you what, all the cheese and beer would be gone. That's for sure.
Yes, lots of constipation too.
Yes, lots of constipation. So, anyways,
You see
Again.
how old we are when we go there. That's
yes,
the thing.
because when he said Wisconsin, the first thing we all thought was the opening to Laverne and Shirley,
Schlemazel.
yeah,
Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated. Anyways, in a sec, because I'm looking, we're at 37 minutes, so we're almost there. But this whole thing about looking for, I would say it's not just stability, looking for truth is what is driving
Yeah.
oh, absolutely.
a lot of
yeah,
this.
that's
Because truth has become flexible, subjective.
No,
Soci-
the interpretation of truth. is
society preaches that.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, and that's yes.
Yeah,
Society,
that
society preaches.
identity determines truth, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, we've all heard a million times, your truth is not necessarily my truth.
then well, if it's that subjective, then it's not truth.
Society has also been attacking true masculinity for years.
has.
Trying to make men into femininity.
Well, they see many of them as as brutes, as
And there
as
is
rapists.
that, yes.
That's-
The manosphere crowd, yes, I would agree.
yeah, and that's
Well, I mean, hold on. Because brutes and rapists, yeah, manosphere crowd. No, we're not saying the manosphere crowd are brutes and rapists.
No.
That's going a little.
that's the presumption
Yeah,
behind the attack.
it's how people
upon
may see them, but let's make sure we're
Right.
clear. We are not saying that is what they are. That-
Point
No,
conceded.
No, that it's a false interpretation. They're painting with a broad brush. They're taking those who are brutes and rapists and saying that is because of masculinity that they are that, and it goes back to biology too. Testosterone makes you do sort of these things.
Well,
That's,
just
that's, that's the presumption.
No,
that's the presumption.
Vehemently disagree.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
well, you vehemently disagree with the premise, but you can't disagree that is the presumption.
right, because that's
Okay, yes.
yes, that's right. Yeah, we all disagree with that. There's no truth there.
Masculinity does not rape. It does not. No,
Yeah, that's right.
that's wrong.
Yeah. It's
Masculinity protects. It provides.
See exactly, and that's
Well, but even that
In the
has
context-
been turned into toxic ideas.
yeah, because the immediate response is I don't need your protection,
Yes.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Which is, I find ironic, because you were just complaining about all the people who want to beat you up and rape you, but you don't need protection. Because it's like, are you packing? Because I get the idea that most of you would not be seen anywhere near a gun. So how are you not needing protection? If not from,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, either all men are beasts or they're not.
Well, it's not an either or in that all men are beasts or no men are beasts.
Well, I mean that's what we're in the argument that you're talking about here. They seem to speak out of both sides of their mouth.
Well,
That's what I'm trying.
yeah,
to find
I
out.
don't know that the same groups would make both a search because, as one of us said earlier, at one hand, you have women out there saying that they want a man who is caring and sensitive and asks me how my day went and looks me in the eyes and understands me and never offers a solution unless I secretly want it. Because they would never say outright.
And to know the difference.
And they're also buff and cut and make $2.5 million a year.
Well, billionaires.
and
and open the doors for me
and open jars.
or at least when I want it done.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's very much a schizophrenic.
Maybe it's a toxic
that's what I'm.
femininity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I think there's very much that.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit in the show prep. Yeah, is toxic femininity is simply entitlement on steroids? In other words,
All right. And on that
Oh,
note,
that's yes. That's we want to hit that when we
Yes.
get back.
yeah,
'Cause
that's,
I
that's
think
what I'm.
you're-
That's what I'm.
You're on a real nugget right
That's
now.
a that's a suggestion right here. Is
All right.
that
yeah. So bourbon break. So, gentlemen, what are we drinking? Martin?
I poured what's it called? 47.
Oh, you did too. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 47. So that's a log still product.
Yes,
Uh,
this is the
hello-
patriotic bottle.
Yeah, hello Wally. And it is not supposedly for notorious DJT.
It was a product that was conceived before he won the election.
So it is because their distillery number, Kentucky issues a number to every distillery. They are 47.
Yes.
So it is a bourbon named 47, but it is it was released as a patriotic thing too.
Yes, because whoever won the last presidential election would be number 47.
It's good stuff. It's good
It
stuff.
is. I have not had a bad bourbon.
I mean,
from
Wally doesn't put a foot wrong.
No.
yeah, I would agree. That's what Brother Andre and I are also drinking. Long still product. We're drinking the Bishop's Blend,
Okay. Oh,
which
sweet.
I had not had yet.
Because you weren't here the last
I was
time.
not
we
here
were-
when
It
you-
is
Neither was I.
rock and roll.
Yeah, it is the Ayatollah of rock and roll.
S squared.
Absolutely.
Smooth and sweet.
Very much so. 90 proof. I had, I've got a bottle. We all got one. I haven't cracked it yet. Holy mackerel! This is some of my go-to stuff. This is
This is the one I think that has a bit of some cherry notes, isn't it?
Yes,
It
even,
does.
Even Miss Martin, who does not,
cherry and
vibe.
caramel is what I picked up.
she picked up right away. Ooh, cherry.
Yeah.
I love Bishop's
I mean,
Blend. It's different from the Trinity Blend.
I still like the Trinity blend better, but I would take either one
Really?
any day of the
It's-
week.
I
Good
like the
stuff.
Trinity blend, but my lord, it doesn't. The Bishop's is the best.
See, I'm not as huge into cherry
The Bishop,
Yeah.
it's
as a
sweet.
flavor.
No,
Yeah,
I like the
that's
sweetness.
see, that's what gets me. Is that, so many of us are what we call the Pepsi generation, even though I don't drink Pepsi because it's a.
No, we're in the South. We drink Cokes,
That's right, but it's
even if it's 7-Up.
we want that sweetness. There's that sugar drink. There's something about our generation. Many of us, not all.
Well, when your sweet tea has 2 pounds of sugar in a 8-ounce glass.
If you have to chew your tea, it's just about right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a Southern thing, gentlemen. Yes, it is. Thank you very much for that.
So Martin and I with the 47, I think this is. I don't know that's a different recipe than their regular stuff because it doesn't seem a whole lot different from the regular log still products.
Yeah, the
Unlike
Monk's
the
Road.
Monk's
yeah.
Road small batch.
Yeah, so I mean, unlike the Bishop's Blend and the Trinity Blend, the Faithfully Crafted series, those are unique. Those are definitely
They're not like anything else. You're right.
from that
Well,
distillery,
in the same house. That's
yeah.
right.
But again, sweet and smooth, and like you said, double S squared, however you want to put it, sweet and smooth.
Did you all know? Did I tell you all that Wally was at my mother's funeral?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we are coming out onto the down the steps and out to the hearse, I see him coming and walking up the way. I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but
Speaking of which, we need to raise a glass.
yes. Oh yes.
Because we have lost a dear woman
Oh yes.
to snakes and otters, but especially to Francis, your
Well,
mother,
my mother. That's right.
mother, your entire life,
Well, that's right. That's right. That's right.
long time mother.
I'm the one who made her a mother. I'm the eldest.
Yes,
so
yes.
right.
Well, technically, your father did.
Oh,
Very true. Very true. Which actually brings up another point. And as I
Yes,
told
that was
you,
the intentional
well,
segue.
you segue so well. So I'm just impressed here. Yes, because today, as we record this, is the 30th anniversary of my father's death.
Yep.
30 years ago, and you two guys remember it.
Yep.
And I know. And yeah, it was a big deal because he was as old then as I am now.
Yep.
Which is very weird. I was 30 at the time. I'm 60 now, and that's how old he was. Very young to have that happen.
It's amazing how our perspectives change.
Yes, absolutely. It's just a weird thing. It was actually my parents' anniversary today as well. He died on my parents' anniversary, so it's all this milieu, as we use the word so often.
Word boner.
That always gets a word boner.
Yeah,
It's one of Martin's favorite terms.
It kind of puts itself.
Mama
in,
Francis.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Francis, Tommy, and their incredibly productive and fruitful marriage.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
here.
And I know there have been many people that have passed that we try to remember to call out. But honestly, some of the greats that we grew up admiring, either in the comic art world, especially,
yeah, there's many of those.
as well as entertainment celebrities that have passed. And it's just, the older we get, the more often that happens.
Well, that's right, and those are ones that we know, and some of them are, they may be extremely famous or only slightly famous, but they all made a difference to us.
Did we talk about
notice?
Our pal Sal?
I don't think so.
Sal Buscema. He passed.
I don't think we've talked
Uh,
about Sal many times.
You
I
mentioned
think
it.
we mentioned it. Yes.
Yeah, it
Okay.
might have been when we were here the last
Well, I
time.
was going to say because I haven't been here in the past
Yeah.
several, so yeah,
Because that's one, and that was relatively recent.
yeah, and he was extremely prolific.
Yes.
And very well liked.
Yes, he was just a phenomenal craftsman.
Yeah.
Because he could do the quick banging out a full book in 3 days.
When Sal shows up unexpectedly, they were short on time and they needed a fixer.
But yet, when he had time for when that was his main book, he could do some truly wonderful work. And I only recognize it as such now, not just like recently now, but as I've grown older. Because, growing up, when I was into comics, obviously Kirby was always a big deal.
The king.
But, Byrne, Perez, Jim Starlin, some of the really early, Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh yeah.
Some of the very early stuff. And then later on, others, Walt Simonson, discovered him later. But he was a very fluid style. He was not as sharp and crisp.
Right.
generally
Yeah,
speaking.
that's true. And different ones are different.
Marshall
right?
Rogers, Steve Ditko. I mean, all of these
That's
guys.
right. Gene Colan.
Oh,
yeah.
Colan.
Ju-
He's one I appreciate so much more now.
Oh, I
than
love
did.
Colan's stuff. He did Doctor Strange and Daredevil. He did such amazing sort of stuff.
Yep. Iron Man. He did a
Oh,
huge
yeah,
run on
absolutely,
Iron
he
Man.
did. Jim Aparo is another one.
Oh
DC.
yes, he's
Love-
one that just recently passed.
He's one that as I'm sitting here as we're going through these names, I'm
Yes.
thinking about that.
The
Yeah.
'80s Batman artist.
Absolutely. I mean, Brave and the Bold. I mean, we all remember of that age. Everything that was Batman going on in those days. It's a good chance that you're going to see Aparo doing that because
Yep.
he was so consistent and so good, and he had that look to the point where it's almost like if Kurt Swan was the house look for Superman,
Yep.
Jim Aparo was the house look for Batman at the time, and it's really just he's amazing. He was clean, very crisp, clean, and detailed, unlike Simonson you're talking about.
Yes.
That had that.
Well,
had,
Simonson could have that crisp detail, but it was, I don't know, it's an odd way to put this because he was also known very much for science fiction.
Yeah.
But it was very organic. Is a good
Yeah.
way, I think, to put Simonson's stuff.
and some of it depends on the guy and how much time he's given. I mean,
Yes.
Mike Grell, if you give him
Oh yes,
ti-
Grell. Yes.
when Grell does if he has time to do it, like when he did his Star Slayer, you remember the Star Slayer 6 issues he did, he took his time with that, inked the whole thing himself. My God, it's beautiful. It still holds up. Whereas if he's on a monthly, he was doing Warlord for a while, and he brought in Vinnie Coletta, who I'm not a fan of.
I am not either. He
we
is.
talked about that.
Yes.
But he did work. His inks worked well with Grell's pencils, it was able to keep him on time, even though it was a bi-monthly
Well, the
book.
only question is how much Vinnie Coletta
Changed.
erased or just inked over. That
Yeah.
was he was notorious for that on
That's
Kirby.
exactly. So I don't know. I mean, Mike Earl still does conventions a lot. He's one of the guys I really want to go to see. And
Yeah.
yes, even though I was too chicken shit to go talk to Neil Adams, I think I would probably have enough to talk to Grail if I ever run into
I
him.
would make you on that.
Yes, you would. That's
because
right.
I refuse to let you have another Neil Adams.
That's
novel.
right. You're going to stick that sword in my back and you say, you go over there and you talk to that man. And I'll
Yep.
say, yes, sir.
Yep. But just for all those we have missed, calling out.
Absolutely. I mean, because it's
raise a second glass to them.
Yeah, because there's so many creative talents, and it's just we've reached a time. Keith Giffen is one, by the way.
Oh yes,
we
yes.
did mention,
I think we have mentioned him, but yeah, he's another one that has recently passed.
That's recent. Yeah, I loved him on the Legion in particular. I was a big Legion fan.
I first encountered him on the Defenders.
I remember. Oh yes, absolutely.
That was his Kirby-esque period.
That's
his,
right. That's
his
Scorp-
early,
the
yes.
Scorpio Must Die stuff. You
Moon
remember,
Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight. You remember
I remember
those?
Moon Knight.
Yeah, these were all the Giffen era of the Defenders, which really was never a book that should have taken off. But man, it was good at times.
Lasted 149 issues.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes it was great. Sometimes it was like, really?
Now
The
one
main
guy.
Defenders run that I remember is Xenogenesis, Vera Gemini.
Oh, that's a little later. That's later. No.
That was like 58.
Yeah,
59.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Demon Slayer was in that.
Yes,
A few
Demon
of them.
Slayer,
I
yes.
had some of those.
Simon, what was Simon? Eric Simon Payne or?
Yeah, that's it. Boy, you are reaching into obscurity here, but you're exactly right. That was
I
him.
just thought that was some fun stuff, and Demon Slayer was a
Yeah.
fun character.
He was a weird, obscure character that but he really worked great with the Defenders. But that was the whole point of the Defenders is let's bring in guys that aren't really doing anything. We'll put the Hulk in there so people will buy the book.
Silver Surfer.
Super Surfer,
He didn't have
Doctor
his own book,
Strange. Of course, Strange gets his own book at some point. Of course, Hulk had always had that. And then you just get, okay, let's just and they called it the non-team. But
Yeah.
it was fun.
Around the time you're talking is when Don Perlin started drawing the Defenders.
Yes, that's it. That's the name I was trying to pull out. Don Perlin. Yeah, there's a blast from the past.
I need to revisit some of those because honestly, I never really cared for him back in the day. But again, I'm trying to revisit some of those.
He was very solid. He was very solid.
What was
He wasn't flashy, was the thing.
No, that's right.
the
Yeah.
villain in the Defenders right after the Vera Gemini series? Was the
Well, the lunatic was one that they brought
Lunatic.
in. That's who it was.
Lunatic,
Yeah, which was
yes.
absolutely the dumbest thing, but it worked. It was one of those things that's one of the beauty of that book is just hey, let's just try it. Let's just do it. Come on.
I'm
with
Well,
it.
it was
honestly
one of
surprised
those
it lasted as long as it did.
it was
Yeah.
the classic. They didn't do a whole lot with Lunatic, but it was kind of like the Joker. It was
Yeah.
here's the character who the only motivation is to watch the world burn.
That's right. Which of course, these are not ultra serious stories. They didn't
Yeah.
go that they didn't want to go that deep. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah,
for that.
Dollar Bill.
Oh,
Dollar Bill, the guy that was videotaping the Defenders the whole time because he was going to make a movie.
I'd forgotten all that one. Oh wow,
Dollar
yeah.
Bill.
Now, see, after Giffen, I bought some sporadically, but it's just one I could not get.
It was
into.
just that was the period I was buying stuff was like 77, 78,
Yeah,
79.
That's right. That's
And
the
that's
sweet
that's
spot.
when that was, and that's the books I could find.
Yeah, that's
Right,
right.
right.
because-
Like that was what was at the drugstore or whatever on the rack.
Yes,
was
yeah, because that's where you got your comics back in the day. Was at the
That's right.
drugstore.
Yeah.
And it was, hey.
The Rexall.
Yep.
You guys remember the Rexalls?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had a few of them down here. There was some of them in E-Town. That's where I would pick some up because they usually
Was that a
carried 'em.
brand? I thought that was just a generic phrase for a pharmacy.
No, it was.
that was a brand.
it
Like
It was actually a brand.
like
Yeah.
Oh.
Rexall, Super X. They would get bought up by the grocery store chain.
Yeah, Kroger I think is the one that bought them, and they kept the Super X name for a while, and then they just kind
Dropped
of
it. Yeah,
got
now
dropped
it's the
into it.
Kroger
Yeah.
Oh,
pharmacy.
I learned something.
But yeah, because we would.
Oh, we have done our job.
That's right.
So, anyway, to change the subject,
Yes, let's finish up with Bourbon Break.
Well,
and-
actually, let's take a moment. There's some healing that needs to happen within the brotherhood. Let's all stop for a moment for a moment of
yes, yes,
silence
yes.
for intended healing for a couple of our members of the brotherhood. Yeah, listeners, if you could bow your heads and offer a quick prayer. Thank you.
Very good.
yes, don't want too much silence on a podcast.
Yeah.
It's not as bad on a podcast as it is on live radio, but yeah,
Feel free to pause if you need to add some extra people to your prayers.
exactly. Francis made a very interesting comment that Martin and I were quick to chop off before we got too deep into it, so that we could come back to it on
Toxic
after the
femininity.
after the bourbon break. Yes, the idea of toxic femininity, but there was a wrinkle to it. And how did you put it?
Extreme entitlement
Yes.
is where we
Entitlement
is
is the root
is yeah, exactly.
on
That's
both sides.
Yes.
It is not.
Absolutely.
It's not a feminine or masculine thing. Entitlement generally is the root of both of these issues.
it's anti-humility.
Yes,
Yeah.
because on the manosphere side, the worst of it, the negative stuff that I've seen, is all very much a me first, trust no one except yourself, kind of thing, and it's to me it just comes across as very demeaning, no matter which side it is.
Well, yeah, and arrogance is obviously something in there that and it's kind of ironic if you think about it, because as a general rule, most people are repelled when confronted with arrogance. We
Yes.
absolutely we push back against it, we destroy it, we won't tolerate it, we run away from it, and yet the individuals we're speaking of in the toxic masculinity or femininity, that's exactly where they live. And they expect society and its members to bend to them.
I think it's less associated with the toxic femininity side, mainly because they present it differently. It is arrogance is first of it's seen traditionally as a male trait, not a female trait.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately, but I think that it's more subtle on the toxic femininity side.
Are these both a form of entitlement? Is arrogance and entitlement?
Oh, I think so.
Are,
yeah.
are they?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
they? Are they?
It's same word for
Yeah,
or different word for the same idea, attitude.
they're
behavior.
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we briefly mentioned it earlier, but the women who say, in order to date me, you have to be 6 foot tall, earn six figures.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah, 1/2 of 1% of potential people in the entire world is who your dating pool is.
Yeah.
But that's true on both sides. Cause,
Yeah, it's not what you can offer to the relationship or what the other person brings. It's just superficial, and I think that could
It's
be
also commodification too. That there's
Yes.
a presumption with that is I am a commodity of such quality based on looks, etc. Usually it starts.
oh
with that.
yes, we're all kings and queens.
That's right. And,
Yes, that's the other thing.
And in many, and for those who say that, they are usually attractive people. And possibly very
they
attractive.
presume to be
Yeah,
attractive.
I've
people.
never heard anybody that was, shall we say, less than attractive use that phraseology. I may be wrong, of course.
Well, I mean, we do know a fellow that has insisted on he would only be around a 10 when he's more of a
He's less.
4. Like
That's
Four was generous. I was going to say 3.
I think that's probably being a little harsh, but
It is, but
but yes, I mean the
being
joke
abs-
was
illustrating absurdity by being absurd. Yes.
yes, the joke was though that he wanted the virgin supermodel, and that is pretty much what I think the toxic manosphere version
Yeah,
of
absolutely. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he is not that so much anymore.
No.
But,
Well,
you
I
know.
mean, time mellows us all. I would
Yes.
hope.
Oh, speaking of prayers, also his dad was in the hospital recently. I don't know if he's out yet.
yes, I was going to ask.
So
you
Maximus is
off the call.
he's dealing with some stuff at home too. So
Hang in there, Maximus.
Amen.
prayers for him. Because his dad is I think my mom's age, mid-30s when they were born. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's much older. Yeah.
yes, and his mom is dealing with progressive dementia issues, and
God
it's
save us all from that. That's
Yeah,
most pernicious. Most pernicious.
so. But anyways, but that ideal that is impossible.
Yeah.
And that's I think that is an outgrowth of the participation trophy culture, because
Interesting.
we have
Do tell.
well we have trained now multiple generations to believe that they can always win,
Yeah.
no matter how much effort they put into it.
Everybody's always a winner, no matter what.
Right.
All right. Am I going to go a little subversive here on that? Do you see that as I will say, corruption of the concept of American exceptionalism? You can be or do anything that you want because this is America and we are Americans, by God. Do you see?
Maybe.
I see a relationship there. I'm not sure if it's
No, I don't
correlation
think so.
or causation,
I think
but
it became a thing of soft landings. Of, well, we don't really want to teach kids about competition
Yeah, that was a very toxic
because
idea.
well, yeah, well, that's
leads
that's very
to
anti-American because
capitalism.
capitalism is competition.
Yeah.
Is
So again, it's a Rousseauian
Well, we don't
thing
want we
that
don't want to hurt anybody's
feelings and
feelings.
well, we give everybody a soft landing, and then they begin to always expect something, no matter what happens. Well, and who can always be counted on to grant you something, no matter what happens? Government,
the state.
Oh,
the
please.
state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that's the philosophical backing of
Well,
what he was talking about
theoretically,
here. Yeah.
on a totally theoretical and philosophical sense, they're correct, but that never happens is the problem.
Right. I mean, right. They're laying the groundwork for that
Well,
expectation.
and the only way for the state to be able to do that is to have unlimited power.
Yes.
Well, no, I think
that's-
people misconstrue the American dream. It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not the
Yes.
guarantee of happiness.
Well, that's correct.
Absolutely.
But see, it's a short walk from being able to pursue your dreams into being able to fulfill them.
No,
It's a
there's a
very
lot of
short
hard
walk,
work and
yeah.
sweat involved in
Well,
in between those two.
Reality understands that, but sometimes,
Yeah,
when you're
yes.
looking back to let us make sure that we have an entity that has the ability to create anything we wish with enough power.
To guarantee a soft landing. Yeah.
In this case, but among
Whereas,
many other things.
Again,
Determine winners and
all of us
losers.
are much more realistic in our understanding of
Or
I would
nature
rewrite
of the world.
rewrite the
Yeah.
rules so there are always only winners and never
Yeah.
losers. I mean, that's literally what we're attempting to do here is create this leviathan, to use the Hobbesian term, of such enormous supreme executive power that all good can come from ultimate power. Loki.
See, I understand where Martin is going with this, but honestly, I don't know that I agree with linking it to the toxic masculinity, toxic femininity thing.
Well, I
Um,
mean, just
Because I don't
linking
think
it
it's
to the sense of entitlement that
well,
that
yes, but I mean,
sprouts
before we got to
both ideas,
entitlement,
yeah.
you were linking that to this whole idea, and I think it's less about state because being a libertarian, I know everything goes back to you're the mirror opposite. Everything goes back to the state for you, but it's the pushing the state away. So
taxation is theft.
right. So for you, you are no less a. I don't want to say this to be misconstrued, but I'm going to use the terminology anyways. You are no less an idolater of the state, but in a different way. All right. It's not idolatry in the sense of I worship the state
It's
as is the rejection.
Repudiate.
it's the central precept of your outlook.
Yeah.
The central precept of his is the individual's ability to pursue happiness.
Yeah, but I think
But I get where you're going. I get where you're substituting whatever Baba Yaga, is there. Right. I put in the state as my Baba Yaga, and you all would maybe not.
but
Well, I mean that's ultimately to me that is the
And
ultimate.
that's such a Gen X thing to absorb yet another movie thing to bring.
Well,
around.
to me, it's that is the danger. The ultimate unlimited state power is the enemy. I mean, that's literally the reason.
unlimited power by anybody.
That's correct. I mean, but we're speaking in the political terms here because that's kind of the biggest playing field that we've got here, and that's what the reason the United States was founded as a repudiation of that, a revulsion of that. That's why the checks and balances are put into place that we have here to prevent that. That's the only reason.
Come to the dark side, Francis.
That's, yeah.
Keep coming.
Yeah, that's,
Coming.
that's right.
I've got him.
Yeah.
I've got him, Robert. I've
What,
got him.
are-
I've
are
got
you-
him
are
on
you-
the beach.
Are you calling me a libertarian, sir?
You're pretty close.
Well, but ultimately,
Well,
You sound like one. Come on.
well, I mean,
well, just because he's acknowledging the fact that
the
the founders were
the reason
got tired of paying tax on tea, does not make him a libertarian.
No, well, but
Uh,
when we look around the world at successful and not so successful political systems, both back through history and around the globe itself, um, authoritarianism ultimately devolves into tyranny. It just does. It's just a question of how much tyranny are the subject
But the question is,
subjected people willing to
how do you
tolerate.
get to absolutism?
Well, I mean,
You know, that's the debate.
even absolutism is tolerated in certain societies. Russia is a great example. They have an absolutist society. And Nazi Germany is another one. They had an absolutist society, and yet the people wanted that. They didn't revolt
Well,
against
no.
that.
No, they
No,
didn't
no.
want it. They didn't.
they accepted
revolt.
Well,
it.
that's correct. When I say,
Well,
it's not that the same thing.
no,
I mean,
because they wanted what the state ended up providing.
They wanted
They used absolutist means, but
Yeah.
that's not. They were
they
not.
wanted stability, and when Hitler or Mussolini offered stability and an end to
10,000%
constant turmoil,
inflation.
that's right.
constant turmoil and constant
And
strikes,
fulfilled that.
and right and
Yeah,
delivered.
because
They went along without realizing what we had to give away to get there.
Right.
Yes.
Again, there's like I've always said, there's two kinds of people in the world: people who are comfortable with a degree of chaos, and people who are not, and that's on left and right. You have to be comfortable letting people make their own
See, and
decisions.
as a libertarian, I think you are far less comfortable with chaos than you believe.
Well, true. I mean, I struggle with it. I do like my order,
Yes, you do,
but I am willing to let people make their own decisions.
except on the freeway.
Yes, on the freeway, get out of the left lane.
No, they can make any of the
Hey,
decisions
dude,
they
the
want
Prius-
as long as they're behind him.
8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, blocking the left lane in a Prius. Get out.
Because that car can only go 50 miles an hour to begin with, right?
Well, I mean, I was in the right lane,
Well, right now,
I was just
no one is
cruising in
going
the right
anywhere
lane.
on I-65.
but there was 3 people behind him, stacked up, trying to get by, and
That's
they
right.
wouldn't move, would not move.
And nobody.
And
to the
I
right.
mean-
And you had every right to
And
get
what
in the
I
middle
mean-
lane and pass.
There's only 2.
Well,
It's on the Snyder. So I mean, it's just like, dude, do you not see all these people that are right on your bumper? Basically, I mean, they because they were
where
right
did
on
they
top.
care?
Yeah,
Probably
well,
not.
that goes back to what we're talking about.
That's
That is an example
Entitlement.
of entitlement. Exactly. And I'm the longer I live, the more that I see.
I'm driving this environmental car, and I'm obeying the speed limit. I'm a good person.
And you will not,
So you
will
are
not influence me.
blocking the highway.
So you are a hazard
Get
to
over.
navigation.
You're a
So
hazard.
if they're traveling the
way.
speed limit, are they blocking the highway?
Absolutely.
You're
even
choosing
even
to
if you are
speed.
going the speed limit, the law prescribes that you yield the left lane to those going fast.
But as the libertarian, you shouldn't care what the government dictates to you
Well,
when
this is
you drive.
Again, this is part of Martin's struggle between freedom and order, because
Freedom
the
is
reason that this part of order is so important is the automobile is the most lethal instrument any of us will ever use.
very well put.
I don't know. I use a pistol.
Yes, but not as often as you use a vehicle.
Okay, true.
so
And for most people, it is the most lethal thing they will ever do is get behind the wheel of a 4,000-pound vehicle.
Bullet.
see what
And-
Martin is
So it's important
dancing
that you
around here.
Do what is prescribed to do so that all the rest of us get somewhere and get somewhere safely.
So what Martin is dancing around here, which I think I'll use my hammer powers to
Hammer powers
Bring home.
activate.
is that it all comes down to our understanding and acceptance of, and this is true for everything we've talked about, whether it be marriage or the reasons why young people are coming back to church, toxic masculinity or femininity, or the manosphere, whatever. It is the problem with all of this, why this is all just boiling over in a cauldron of hate and nonsensical BS, is that we no longer have a unified understanding of the social contract.
True.
Define the social contract.
Which is,
Well, that's my point.
I mean, that's the core of the entitlement idea too.
Exactly.
In other words, the social contract is whatever I think it to be.
that is
or the fact that social contract essentially does not
Oh
exist.
well, I mean,
It's-
the notion that you have an obligation to someone else is
It goes-
foreign to probably 30% of the
well,
population.
yeah, it goes against the entire concept of entitlement.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the entitled
Oh,
do not believe
I
themselves
have
entitled.
a
They are simply
responsibility
natural.
to stand in line like a normal human being. I have a responsibility to.
Well, I have so much money, I don't do that.
Yeah,
they're fill in whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm super special because
I have people to do that.
you know
for
I,
me.
I have a participation trophy from soccer since the time I was 3 years old. I shouldn't have to stand in line for things.
So what I find interesting is your 30% number believes they basically they don't have to take care of anybody else. I forget exactly your wording.
Or yeah, I mean,
Have a responsibility towards
have a
anybody.
responsibility to any other part of society at all.
So everybody on the left, the first word that popped into their head was MAGA. Because that is the impression
Ooh,
Republicans, the current version of the Republican Party gives, is that they don't seem to care about anybody else. And
Please-
honestly, I think that is a bastardization of what
Time
the
out.
party
Time
used
out.
to be.
Time out. I am a Republican. I do not claim to be a MAGA. You mentioned MAGA. Do not cross pollinate those two.
Well,
He never
one is a
listens to what I
subset of
say.
the other. Yeah. I mean, MAGA is a subset of republicanism.
Well, it's a Venn diagram.
It is, and it's
So you can't say it's a subset. A subset would be entirely
You're right.
within
When the hell is MAGA going to leave the Republican Party?
Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to
no,
happen.
they
No, I
they
mean,
will co-opt it. They will transform
Not
it.
will, they have.
Well, yeah, I mean, essentially they are the ruling faction. If
Yeah,
if there are any other factions, I don't know.
you know, it's no different from stalwarts versus half breeds, whatever.
But I was
There's
just pointing-
always been tensions within
every
a
party.
coalition of.
Every party,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But-
both
but-
Well,
parties.
sure, there's
But-
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her
But-
wing of
exactly,
the Democratic
but-
Party.
But
they
what I
are
was
not the
doing though was
entire- they're not
pointing
monolithic.
out that you were coming from the other side though.
True.
So I'm just pointing out that you were probably thinking most of those are a bunch of leftists who are
No,
Okay.
not at all. Not at all. I mean, again, I do think there are things that cut across both sides. They get expressed differently,
Oh, absolutely.
but
Well, as
senses of entitlement. Again, the senses of I'm not comfortable letting people make their own decisions. It gets expressed differently on left and right, but those things are consistent across everything.
well as my pastor likes to point out, we are a country of liberals.
Classical liberals.
We are a country of liberals because we all have at least one, if not multiple things where we want other people to stay out of, whether it be your church, your government, or your neighborhood.
Well,
Keep
yeah.
your hands off my body, off of my money, off my lawn.
Out of my neighborhood. Well, I'll start there. That'd be fine.
Well, I threw that one in for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Stop building apartments right on top of me.
yeah. But the thing is though, it's still this all goes back to these various subcultures in the U.S. are developing their own social contract,
Yeah.
and it is still a Venn diagram with the social contract at large, which we still do have, because obviously we still have a common understanding of really most of the things in society.
Yeah, the rule of law in most cases is understood.
Yes, we drive on the right side,
That's
right
right,
hand side of the road versus the left hand. I mean the right lane versus left.
Yeah.
Red means stop, green means go, yellow means floor.
Speed up. Yeah.
Yeah, floor.
There are only three colors, people.
That's right.
Don't sit there expecting it to turn purple because they're not gonna.
But within all of that understanding, I mean, and don't get me wrong, we take for granted how much we actually do agree upon as a society, but the margins, whether it be again
Yeah.
manosphere versus
And again, I
Demosphere
would
or
go
whatever.
back to the original point of we are aware of these trends because of the nature of our communication. We
Yes.
know that, and I say 30%, but think about the 70%, and we're seeing the 70% now. All our foreign tourists, coming here and just enjoying the shit out of themselves
that
all
is
over the country for a game that really Americans don't pay a ton of attention to.
Right. It is the least popular sport at the adult level. It is like the main sport for
Yeah.
kids.
You know,
which-
in certain communities, it's still huge. I mean,
It is.
in
Yes,
certain-
yes,
in
yes,
certain
yes.
any immigrant community is gonna love it.
But it's
But
just not
in the
an
main,
American
it's
sport.
not. Americans don't pay any attention
Right.
to it.
I mean, we don't even call it by its proper name because we have a different sport that
Football.
football.
So you know, these folks from everywhere have been welcomed to the U.S. They're having a ball.
They are
And
absolutely.
we love it. We're fascinated by them having a good time.
Well, we're fascinated by the stuff that they thought was just made up for movies.
Yeah,
Yellow school buses.
Yes, Mrs. Robert, we were talking about the yellow school buses last night. People have been coming and saying, "You mean those are real?" Because that's not how they get their kids to school. You know, because we were talking, I was like, well, you know, over in Europe, especially, things are much more compact,
Yeah, they walk to school.
generally speaking,
Yeah.
or they might take public transportation.
those countries wouldn't give us room to park our cars.
Our cars would take up 4
We
parking
park on
spaces.
top of their.
Yeah, well, yeah, our
But, I mean,
our big four wheelers, we drive over top of
Yeah,
them, you know,
it's just that
and not even touch them.
people are not only enjoying seeing it online, but are enjoying interacting in person with the tourists that are here and buying them stuff, picking up their tabs. I mean, it's just like, we're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're having a good time. We love you. And it's people from everywhere. It's not just Scots. It's not, the
And-
Japanese are having a great time, and people
Left
are
versus
loving 'em.
right. This is not. This
Nobody-
is no political divide.
This is
this is-
This is
humanity at one of its best moments.
Absolutely.
You know, I saw a video on social.
My reason for optimism.
I saw
That's a good point.
video on social media. This tourist from foreign land was in Louisiana, and this couple was putting their boat in, and he goes, "Oh, where y'all going?" He goes, "We're going on an evening boat ride. Do you want to come with us?" and these guys had been in Louisiana like 2 hours, and they had went down to the river because they were attempting to see an alligator for the first time.
Well, see now, if they had seen Deliverance, they would have run.
Well,
Because if you're in Louisiana and somebody asks you to get on a boat to go on a river ride,
Well, that happened in Georgia, though.
oh, is
Deliverance
it
is
Georgia?
set in
Oh, that's
Georgia.
right. That's right. Still, it's
But anyway, so I think Americans welcome these people regardless, wanting to show them a
well,
good time.
we are. I think at our core,
And I don't think we planned it either. It's like,
No, no.
we had
I had no clue that FIFA was happening.
Yeah.
Well, World Cup.
Oh,
It's not just a FIFA thing. The World Cup is, you got to give it its proper name. Mrs. Robert is all ate up with all things soccer. She
I would-
loves the Premier League.
I haven't seen one game.
Well, I tell you what, I have seen. I
Yeah.
watched the end of the U.S.
Yes.
game recently, the
Last
most
night.
recent one
Last
last night,
night.
the Australia game, and I sent you guys the videos. If it all works out, the U.S. will play the U.K.
on July 4th.
on July 4th in
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
And we'll get our asses kicked.
No.
No, we're very much
I
even
think the
with
stars have aligned.
England.
No,
We're very much.
fucking-
It'll be a game.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the Americans after last night's win, people are talking about. Well, maybe we have new favorites, which to me is just astonishing because again, we don't.
One of the favorites has already stumbled a bit.
Yeah.
Spain has stumbled a bit. Now the French are a very good team, and they're
Well, they got to be good at something.
And then of course the
They didn't
Argentinian
surrender?
Team, nope.
Well, there's no
but,
guns involved.
I will give Association of Football this. I do like the nonstop nature.
I do, but the thing I don't like is this. Stoppage time. I was telling Mrs. Robert this last
Like,
night.
why not just stop the clock? as
Yes,
we
just
start-
stop the damn clock
Start it.
because
Instead of
nobody
just-
knows when the damn game's going to end.
Yeah, the mystery of stoppage time and this all of a sudden. But generally speaking, I do like the kind of continuous nature. They're playing. It's like, come on, guys, hurry up! I gotta go pee. So I mean, you can't. You got to be.
Well, I mean,
ready not to stop during
Hockey
during a half.
hockey and basketball are very similar, But again, it's a very similar kind of game because you have goals at either end that
Yeah.
you are,
Well, I've
chasing
already
some
seen
kind of
somebody
puck
do
or
that
ball.
online. The soccer thing would be really good if like you shortened it up and only put 5 people on.
Did it on ice.
And did it on ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I mean, they got a lot of the same rules, offsides and things like
Yeah,
that,
it's-
which
it's
is a
the
rule
same.
that no American truly understands,
No.
I'll throw out a trivia question here for our listeners, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the episode. What is the only popular U.S. sport where the defense controls the ball?
Baseball.
Well, thanks for ruining that.
I mean, come
Well,
on.
hey, he got it. Yeah, I mean,
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
So, are we ready to wrap up, Robert?
Have we said all we want to say about the
I think
manosphere?
so.
I think we've covered all the dangling low fruit.
All the danglers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it was all about the dangling stuff today.
I will not see this man dangle for your delight.
Okay.
On that, hold that thought.
Robin Williams
yes.
and the Survivors.
Yes, hold
okay,
that thought.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like we probably didn't cover that as well as I might have liked. Because
Oh, we did
honestly, I just went areas that I did not expect. Because honestly, I did not expect. I mean, I should have, because Martin is here to my right, to bring all this government stuff into it. Because to me, the manosphere has nothing to do with the government.
There you go. Go all back class again. Well, that's what it's all about.
Look. A woman lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
Just some moist tart lobs a scimitar at you.
Yeah.
I must have missed something there.
That's Monty Python, the Holy Grail.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Actually, it was a moist
I
tart,
have to
like
go
a moist
watch that again.
bent or
Yes,
something like
you
that.
do.
Yes, if some moistened bit hurtled, told me I was
Lobbed a
emperor.
scimitar at me. If I went around claiming I was an emperor because some moistened bit lobbed a scimitar at me, they put me away.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, let's wrap that. We're
But
at
I mean,
120.
that is a serious nugget. Okay, now
It is,
look,
yeah.
strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. I mean, I think Madison understood that.
I will grant you
I
that.
think James Edison understood that.
Yeah, you know, I have no.
I'm surprised that wasn't a Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's implied. It's implied.
It's implied.
It's implied. All right. So, Francis, buddy, what's next?
Oh, well, we're at your place, Casa R here. We're going to be doing a code of honor once
Yes.
again. And rumor has it you haven't picked a damn thing yet.
Unbidden.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, would you expect any less?
No, of course not. That's what makes it so great, though, because
Because
we
even I
know-
don't know what's coming.
We don't know where we're going, but we do know it's going to be somewhere awesome. So be here with us.
We hope you enjoyed another pointless discussion of eternal questions. Remember, new episodes drop every second and fourth Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern, just in time for your morning commute. And every fifth Friday, we drop a special Hoopajube episode. Spread the word we are on all the major platforms, and leave us a review. That helps others find us. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as our website, snakesandotters.com. Join us next time. Same snake time, same otter channel.